Hi everyone, I'm here in Malyan in Cara, New South Wales, and although the weather is a little bit average today, these beetroots definitely are not. I've just picked these with Farmer Ed and they look absolutely amazing. Ed, thank you so much for having us here today.
Not a problem. I wish I could have provided better weather, but then again, I need the rain.
Ed, these beetroots look absolutely amazing. Can you tell us the secret to producing the perfect beetroot?
Perfect beetroot is quite hard. I can't give you all the secrets, but I'll tell you the basis of it. You've got to start with good seed, you've got to start with good soil, it's healthy, so you need to have good microbes in the soil and you need everything to be right there. You've got to plant it at the right time of the year and you've got to make sure it's irrigated well. And we tend to that crop with quite a lot of attention. We don't turn our back on it and let it go. And then we harvest it at just the right time. And what we're after is something that is perfectly round, a tiny little taproot and a perfect round sphere beetroot.
How long has your family been on the farm here?
Since 1886, this was purchased by my great-great-great-great-grandfather, and we've been growing beetroot since 1943.
So that makes you the 5th generation here?
Correct.
So is there something specific about Cara that makes it perfect for growing beetroots?
Basically, we've got this very deep alluvial soil on the Lachlan River and a very high phosphate soil, so there's a lot of natural phosphorus in the soil. We have the perfect climate in spring and autumn to grow a beautiful beetroot crop that grows during the warmth and matures into the cool in autumn, and it grows during the cool and matures into the heat in summer. That allows time for the beetroot to accumulate a lot of sugar, so we get a very high brix, very sweet beetroot out of Cara.
So from the time the beetroots are picked to when they're in the glass jar, how much time is that process?
The beetroot in the crop today, we've seen it in the paddock and we've seen processing happening here. As a general rule of thumb, we harvest as quickly as we can and we get the beetroot up, we wash it, we size it, and we get it so that the top and tail's off and we end up with just a nice sphere. It literally goes from off the graining line and into our blancher, and it gets cooked, peeled, brined, put in barrels and off to Three Threes the next day. So we're talking a couple of days from being in the paddock, which is next door to the factory, to being in the glass jar in Sydney.
You would never expect a product that's in a jar to be processed that quickly.
No, that's right. It's what makes it so good.
So supporting local farmers and Australian made is really important to the Three Threes consumer. So what does it mean to you to have the support of Three Threes?
Well, we've been growing vegetables since the 1940s, and in those years that we've been growing, we've seen companies come and go. We've seen foreign companies come and buy other ones out, and we've seen product get brought into Australia cheaply and dumped on the Australian market, which has caused processors to shut their doors. We've seen loss of jobs, we've seen loss of farms not producing what they used to. It's been really quite depressing. So to have the McAlpine family and Three Threes come to us and say, look, we want to do a beetroot program, but we'll only do it if the entirety of it is Australian grown. I feel that just when I go shopping and I see people in Woolworths or Coles or any of the supermarkets, and they say, we buy that product because it's Australian made and it's better. So I know the consumer follows it, but for us it's just a necessity.
So not many people get the opportunity to come out to a farm and see all the hard work that goes behind the products that end up on the shelf. Are there any interesting facts that you'd like to share with us around farming?
Yes, it's hard work. Most people already know that. It's fulfilling when things go well.
You can see that in this product.
Yep.
I feel fulfilled just looking at it.
It's always a challenge to meet the demands of a very discerning customer base. So Australians, probably more than any other populations in other areas of the globe, understand what fresh food is and they understand what good product is. They don't tolerate stuff that's inferior. We put all our effort in to produce something that's going to meet the expectations of a customer that really deserves a good product.
Thank you so much for having us and showing us around the Malyan farm. It's been really awesome to hear about the practices here.
Well, it's a pleasure and I hope you've enjoyed it.
Three Threes.
Yes, please.